Hello folks, it's the WC here with a breakdown and preview of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. Now first, I want to give the format of this video just like I did the Western Conference Finals video. I will give you a brief recap of the two teams that lost to these two teams in the prior series in the semifinals. Give an outlook on those two teams, and then I'm going to go into a full breakdown of this game. Everything from the coaches to the bench players to the star matchup to the intangibles to all that good stuff. So make sure that you guys stay tuned and listen in. Now we'll start this off. We're talking about the teams that took that L, okay, in the previous round. We'll start with the Toronto Raptors. Let me be real with you guys, all you Toronto fans out there. It looks like it's DeRozan's team now. Looks like Kyle Lowry is going to be leaving town. I don't know where Kyle Lowry is going to end up. I don't know where he's going to land. He says he wants a ring. The guy's not getting too old, but NBA years, starting to get long in the tooth, and all these injuries and stuff that you're starting to accumulate, they're going to catch up with you eventually. So, I can see Kyle Lowry probably trying to get himself with a contender. He might go to the Kings or something like that. Somewhere in that nature. But Toronto has a nice little core going there. They got wiped out by the Cavaliers. They need a few different things, and I'm not going to go into it in this video, but seems like they're getting closer. That's what it feels like. And then the Wizards, my squad, we had our opportunities against Boston. I did a video on the moving screens that Boston was running, and I'm going to get back to that in this video. But the Wizards, they forced the game 7. They were a little bit slow on their defensive rotations, and Boston made them pay to hit their open shots. So, I don't know if they try to pursue, a free agent out there like maybe a Rudy Gay. I don't think that they really need a Rudy Gay. They got Otto Porter, so I think that Bogdanovich is going to be a free agent. So Washington can reload real quickly. I mean, they should be back either in this position next year to be in the Eastern Conference Finals on the way to maybe the finals, or they should be there. That's where the expectation is for Wall and Bill and the Wizards. And as a Wizards fan, I'm just smiling from ear to ear, knowing that the future of this squad is really, really solid as long as we have our core intact. All right, let's get to this series right here. The Cavaliers, taking on a Boston Celtics team that's the #1 overall seed. Let's go into the coaching matchup. You got Tyronn Lue versus Brad Stevens. These guys, two great young basketball minds going head to head. It's something that you just really can't ask enough for, or ask enough of if you're a basketball purist, because it should be a pure chess match between both of these guys. Clearly, I'm going to give the coaching nod to Tyronn Lue. He's been here before, and some people be like, "Oh man, Brad Stevens, with his collegiate background, he's been in big games before, but not on this level." And I think that Tyronn Lue, won't have to coach that hard for him to beat the Celtics. I mean, I'm just going to call it for what it is. I think that I think that he just has better personnel, so I'm going to give him, Tyronn Lue, the check mark when it comes to this series right here. As far as like the bench plays, man, I have no other choice but to give the bench check mark off to LeBron and the Cavaliers, man. I mean, you got Deron Williams on one side, you got Iman Shumpert on another side, and all these guys are defensive guys for the most part. You got Channing Frye, who can come in and drop threes. You got Kyle Korver, who is probably the biggest wild card in this series. Cavaliers bench is just so deep. But when you look at Boston's bench now, Boston's bench won them Game 7 with Kelly Olynyk with that 26 point performance. They're capable, but it's like, come on, man. Terry Rozier, who would you rather have, Terry Rozier or Deron Williams in the Eastern Conference Finals? I'll wait. Don't take too long to answer that question, okay? I'm not going to take too long. You give me Deron Williams every day of the week, twice on Sunday. All right, I'm just not gonna go there. Who would you rather have? An Iman Shumpert who's been here before, or Jaylen Brown who's just getting his feet wet in the playoffs here. I mean, I'm just saying. Cleveland's got the bench. They got the bench locked up. Okay, so that's 2 check marks for the Cavaliers. If there's one thing I will say is that I think that home court advantage, the intangibles do go in the favor of the Celtics, man. I think that it is a hard place to play, still a hard place to play. And I think that they'll definitely have that advantage in this series, especially if they can pull off, one of these 2 games at home. And like I said, and the reason why I say that is because Boston has not looked great at home. They looked okay against the Wizards, but game 1 and 2 of that series, the Wizards had double-digit lead on these guys first 2 games. And if the Cavaliers get up double digits on these guys, they're not going to let that lead go. I mean, this isn't regular season LeBron we're talking about right now. We need to start talking about LeBron like he's Jordan at this point. We need to just start talking about him like he is. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it any more than anybody else does, but we have to start referring to him like he's Jordan, whether you like it or not. The key matchup in this series, there's a bunch of different key matchups in this series. I think that the key matchup in this series that people will first say, they'll say Kyrie Irving versus Isaiah Thomas. I think that they'll cancel each other out. And honestly, I think that Kyrie Irving will probably get the better of that. And I'll go into the reasons why in a few seconds. But I want the matchup that I want everybody to focus on, okay, in this series in particular, is Kevin Love versus Al Horford. These 2 guys are the X factor. All right, it's the key matchup. Kevin Love elevates the Cavaliers to championship status. Okay, he's just the guy that comes in, he hits shots, he's a great rebounder. He was that way back in Minnesota. All right, and Minnesota, looking back on Minnesota, all they had to do was just keep Kevin Love, and you look at Minnesota's nucleus, and you'd be like, these guys should be in the playoffs by now. But I digress. That's a different subject for a whole different video. But Kevin Love is the guy that elevates this team to a championship status. And then you look at Al Horford. I think that, Boston's offense flourishes when Horford gets open shots. All right, when he hits his first couple of shots, when he's able to hit that 3. Boston cannot elevate to the finals if Horford does not have a monstrous series. Because I think that, and I'm getting back to Isaiah Thomas, I think that, Isaiah Thomas is not going to be as open as he was against the Wizards. All right. And I was talking about those moving screens that the Celtics were running against the Wizards. And some people took it as sour grapes. You can take it as sour grapes as you want. Moving screens are moving screens. And they were not calling them in that series, but they will call them in this series. All right. So if you take away those moving screens from, Isaiah Thomas, what do you really have? You got him going against Iman Shumpert or J.R. Smith or, Kyrie Irving, who is defensively shoddy at times. They might put in Deron Williams early in the game to kind of get in the face of a guy like Isaiah Thomas. So they're going to try to take Isaiah Thomas completely out of the solution. So if Horford doesn't hit his shots against a guy like maybe, Love or Tristan Thompson down low, the Celtics have no chance in hell of beating these guys. I'm telling you right now, all right? I know what's going to happen. I can see it happening. Horford has to play big in this series in order for him to even have a damn shot, all right? So make sure that you keep that in mind. Who do I think is going to win this series? Come on, Boston. I mean, like really. I mean, it's one of those things where, arguably, and like I said, I'm a Wizards fan, but I'm doing this video, non-biased. Or okay, you guys look terrible against Chicago until Rondo got his hand hurt. The Wizards series went 7 games. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that, some people will say the Wizards were, that it was an evenly matched matchup. The Wizards just didn't go small enough against the Celtics to match their speed. They will not, and I'm telling you right now, the Cavaliers, the first time that the Celtics try to make a run, the Cavaliers will put LeBron at the damn 5. I'm telling you right now, they will play LeBron at the damn 5, and they will match you guys small for small. And I will take Cleveland small for small against the Celtics every single day of the week. With respect to Boston, I can give Boston 2 games in this series. I can say that the Celtics can, win 2 games, but they're not going to beat the Cavaliers running moving screens. They're not going to beat these guys in a 7-game series. All right, sorry Boston. I mean, I know it sounds like sour grapes, but this is the NBA breakdown. I'm being an NBA purist right now. You guys cannot beat this. You guys cannot beat the Cavaliers in a 7-game series, pending somebody getting hurt. Maybe a Love getting hurt, or Irving getting hurt, or LeBron getting hurt. It's just not going to happen. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I mean, I have to be honest. So let me know how you guys feel. Oh, y'all Boston fans that feel as though that you don't like what I had to say, come on down in the comments, man. What's box? All right, what's box? You tell me. All right, if you think that little bitty ass Isaiah Thomas is going to score 50, all right, on the Cavaliers, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So let me know how you guys feel down below. It's the WC. I mean, I know my blood pressure kind of went. I know I kind of went in, but I'm just being real, man. The music is going to cut me off, guaranteed. And until next time, folks, peace out. Make sure that you guys watch the Western Conference Finals video. I'll link that down in the comment section, and I'll also link the NBA Draft Lottery review video that I'm going to be doing too. I'll link that down in the comments too. So make sure that you watch those 2 videos. And now the music will play, and now I'll leave the video. Until next time, peace out. The second time I'm saying it, last time.